Hello, and welcome to the Saks BMe Spotlight Person of the Month. What is BMe? BMe is a growing network of people of all races and genders committed to building better communities here in Summit County and other parts of the U.S. We're in cities like Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Philly, Detroit, now Akron, and we're doing a great work here. Today, we have one of my favorite people here in Summit County. This guy is like one of the usual suspects. We'll get into that a little later, but he's one of the usual suspects, entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, activist, social activist, my man Frank Miller III. How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good, Ace. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Listen, we're going to be getting into his business. We're going to find out what he does, some of the stuff that he do, and basically ask him a couple questions just so you can see. Our whole focus of the show, Frank, just so you know, is that we believe that the narrative for African American men here in Summit County is different than what other people are seeing in the papers and the media,
It really
right?
is.
Right. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to show you people that's doing way more than that we see in the media. People like you.
Man,
All
it's
right.
a blessing, man. Thank you.
Okay, good. So look, let's start off. Let's tell these people you are the owner-operator of CO7. First, tell us what CO7 stands for, and then tell us what it is.
All right. CO7 it's a clothing company. It stands for Child of God, or it stands for Child of Completion, whichever one you want to roll with. CO7 is it was a positive print shop that grew into a positive clothing brand here in Akron, Ohio. I'm actually just half of the owner.
Okay.
Stephen Parms is my business partner in that. But I'm the one you see all the time.
Right. So I've met you over at the Akron Urban League, right? Hello to everyone over at the Akron Urban League. Mr. Davis, Vice President over there. Listen, at the Akron Urban League, you were able to come back to the actual program and help some people out in our Ice House Entrepreneur Program. As an entrepreneur, being able to talk about the mindset of being an entrepreneur. Let's talk about your experience at the Urban League, and then you coming back helping people.
Urban League started off there in a program called Transitions, and that was a program for people who have felonies. At that time, I had a felony. I made a bad decision in life, but I changed my life around. I met Ace, got me in the program. I graduated that, and I was supposed to go get a job, but I ended up starting the company. So,
Which is great, because we already know there's a lot, and there's a lot of obstacles and barriers. There's a lot of obstacles and barriers for ex-offenders returning back to the city, trying to find jobs. And a lot of the agencies around the city, they speak about finding jobs with livable wages. They talk about going back to school, but more importantly, just being self-reliant means what? Keeping money in your pocket.
Keep money in your pocket.
And we already know statistics show that after 30 to 45 days, ex-offenders begin to recidivate, go back to prison. So it's important that we be able to speak truth to our returning citizens and tell them a little bit about the reality. Some of those jobs are going to be low paying. Some of those jobs are going to be 11 to 7, right? So another way of contributing to the local labor market and to success of returning citizens is entrepreneurship, don't you think?
Entrepreneurship, got to believe in yourself. Nobody's going to believe in you, especially if you have blemishes on your record, or if you're not confident in what you're doing or your product. So you have to believe in yourself first before people can believe in you.
So what made you decide to actually go into business versus going to work? Because you didn't really have too much on your background. So.
No, it wasn't much. It was just,
So what made you make that decision? What was going on in your mind?
I read a lot of positive stuff and a lot of mind building stuff, and it always talks about if you're not the one writing the check, somebody's writing your checks and they control you. I don't like to be controlled.
Right.
So I'd rather be the one writing checks, or the one. I'd rather suffer a lot. I'd rather suffer a little to gain a lot. 9 to 5, you're really just in a box, because after you get your paycheck and taxes hit, you're back broke again.
Right.
So you have to do something to supplement that income. So I'd rather just be an entrepreneur.
Right. And being an entrepreneur, at the Urban League, I teach a class called the Ice House Entrepreneur Program, where we teach that entrepreneurialism is not business. It's a way of thinking. It's a mindset. So if you can think about identifying a problem, Okay, so you identify a problem and then create a solution. Once the solution is created, somebody may pay for that solution. And think about this. I thought about this the other day. Most of the time while you're watching TV, right, most of the commercials, well, all of them basically are trying to sell you something.
They all sell you something.
And what they're selling you are solutions to a problem. And most of our people who start businesses here in the city, they're starting their business with the idea of, I have an idea, I can make wings, so I make a hot wing shop. But they're not thinking about the problem they're solving. So I bring that up just to say, in all the entrepreneur ventures that you've started and done, are you able to take some insight basically from the Ice House Entrepreneur Program and put it into your psyche?
Oh yeah, was it Uncle Cleve?
Yes.
Uncle Cleve, man, his solution was ice. He sold ice. I mean, it was the best thing going at the time. Still is to this day. The solution from the Ice House, I just took it. But my thing is that we live in a world full of negativity. Everything that you see my name attached to is all positive. I choose to promote positivity because we don't have enough of it, and we've been sold it for years and dumbed down to a point to where we accept it more. And positivity is not really accepted, so I choose to push that. It's out of the norm. Nobody's doing it, and the people who are doing it, I salute you.
So the people who don't know, Uncle Cleve is a book that's based that we use for the Ice House Entrepreneur Program, and it's called Who Owns the Ice House? Uncle Cleve, back in the Mississippi Delta, post-slavery, started working as an entrepreneur. But before then, he was picking cotton in the fields. Heat index in the Mississippi Delta, 115 degrees, and instead he decided to do something. The problem was that it was hot. The solution was buy ice. Make ice and sell it.
Make ice and sell it.
Right? So the idea is he didn't need a degree for that. He thought about that. And that's what the Urban League's Ice House Entrepreneur Program does for you. It helps you come up with ideas, validate it, so you won't spend $33,000, have your spot up on Copley Road, no one coming in, and then you closing down. So we're trying to help sustain your business, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of positivity, you brought up positivity, right? You are also part of the P.U.S.H, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they understand what that is. You're all over the Facebook, social media, having people do testimonies. Tell us a little bit about P.U.S.H.
P.U.S.H came out of a sermon I was sitting in underneath Marcellus Winters at Powerhouse. It hit me so hard that I just took it and I made T-shirts and I put it on Facebook. Me and my guys put it on Facebook as a thing to where we push you. P.U.S.H stands for I pray until something happens. I persevere. I push. Whatever whatever you want the P to stand for, as long as it's positive. But my thing is I pray until something happens. So we put it on Facebook and we push people. We're in your inboxes, hey man, can you put a 1 to 2 minute video
right.
a positivity, or just share something positive. There's so much negativity on Facebook, man. For 30 days and we're still going. We're just promoting all positivity on Facebook and it's working.
And also, you just was doing a program, Prince to King.
Princes to Kings.
Princes to Kings.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I was able to go and help out a little bit. Real quick, tell these people what it's about.
Princes to Kings is the foundation that I started with Anthony Epps from Versified Expressions. What it is that we teach young men how to believe in themselves and most importantly how to tie a tie. You would be surprised how many people this day and age don't know how to tie a tie or a bow tie. I like to wear bow ties. I don't have a tie on the day I was rushing, but we teach you guys how to write goals, how to set them, and how to achieve them. And what we're doing is that we're giving back to the community that way, and we're keeping these guys molded around positive thoughts and actually believing in themselves.
Okay, now real quick, I got a couple questions so these people can know exactly who you are, okay?
Okay.
All right, why do you think it's important that we showcase black men in Akron, Ohio that's doing good stuff?
Oh, easily, because this city has a bad reputation for the drugs and violence, and just last month alone, last year, we had a high alarming rate of murders and deaths, and we had to push people who are actually doing things that you never hear about. So I know of 10 to 15 guys right now you never heard of, but they're all doing amazing things in the community.
What is your favorite book?
Oh, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by P.U.S.H. Chopra.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. It sets your mind for success, but not monetary. It's all spiritual.
If you could talk to Dr. King,
Oh, yeah.
what would you tell him?
If I could talk to Dr. King, what would I tell him? First, I'll thank him for the I Have a Dream speech, because without a dream, you really have nothing. I would tell him that we need more. We need more of what you had back then now, more than ever. It was a beautiful thing what they did back then.
And what school did you graduate from?
I'm a proud alumni of Firestone High School.
Okay, we won't hold that against you. Being a book though alumni, 1040.
No 1040
grips. Hey, listen, I want to thank you for coming out, man. I think it's very important that we see people like this in the community, that Princes to Kings, that I push. I pray until something happen. CO7, Child of God, or Child of Completion. All this stuff that my man Frank Miller III is doing. We appreciate you here at BMe Akron, the SAC. Listen, we do this every month. We want to thank the Akronists. We want to thank the Akron Digital Media Center and also the SAC, and most importantly, BMe Akron for allowing us to do this. Listen, if you see me in the community, stop me. I want to see you on this show. Thank you. Have a good one.
Peace.